Broken Gears Airsoft bullshit. Why do I keep saying ladies and gentlemen? No women will ever watch this show.
Let alone a lady.
Yeah, I don't think the metrics are gonna really show that.
Only during the
Right.
court subpoena.
You can check on YouTube.
Let's
by
see
the way.
what's what. Yeah, we did. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot I'm principal admin.
Check the analytics for this podcast.
Yeah, we'll see. All three of them. Every stat is 3, whatever
Correct.
it is. And so tonight we are doing a couple things. We're recapping the last couple episodes. What would you guys say is the takeaway of number 7? Because we were all here for that. It was us 4 exactly. Talking about building worlds. My principal takeaway, if I were a viewer, was to read. And I know that's a tough, tall ass order for airsofters. But if you're going to be building a fictional world, you should probably read a good bit about ours, right? And come back in like 12 books.
I can't argue that.
What I don't think we really sort of closed that up properly last time. In that we had like a Jerry Springer final thought as such, and so that was pretty much that. If you're getting a real op together beyond red versus blue or tan versus green, which is worse, read some books about some real shit, and then you can make up your own shit. What do you think, Evan?
Yeah, that's a good summation.
Thank you.
Read some shit, then make up your own shit.
You may now react to everything else I have to say like you're a stoned gas station cashier.
Only the comedian.
And before that, we tackled a pretty interesting topic, Mike, the best vapes for airsoft. Now that Evan as well, I'm sorry. So Tom, you were obviously indisposed at the time. What kind of vape do you think you'll put in your build next?
For me personally, I definitely want a bigger one that actually I can use as something I can hide behind while in combat.
That's a great point. I asked Tom, by the way. Please finish.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought my name was Tom. It's been a long day.
Oh, it's cool.
Too much heat.
It's an honest mistake. They're similar sounding names.
Yeah, we look so much alike.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, if you took 3 Toms, glued them together, and gave them a goatee, maybe we'd be in the same category. Sorry, Tom. You go ahead, man. Sorry, I waited to get a beer.
I like where your head's at with the vape large enough to hide behind. I was more thinking you just have a series of smaller vapes that can emit enough smoke to conceal you.
That's
so you
right.
don't actually have to carry around one large vape. You just have a series of smaller vapes. Maybe like stationed at various parts of your body, almost like armor. And they just kind of like are constantly going like a smoke machine.
They used to have those clapboards, billboard signs where they had the big piece of wood in the front that said "Eat at Joe's" or whatever.
Yeah.
So do something like that, but use like a giant ring, and then ring the entire thing with vapes, and then as you walked, the air temperature would just kick out clouds.
The idea is it writes itself. I mean, it's why wouldn't you? It makes complete sense.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know how quickly you
it's Vita Sabro camera, so I can laugh.
Nicotine poisoning,
not seed.
Well, if you plan it right, you won't get the poisoning. Everybody else will,
and
then you win the game.
Point.
I mean, that's right?
You have to think of it like World War I, like gas warfare. You just need to
make sure
like
mustard.
We made an analogy last time. Yeah. But thank you for repeating my intellectual property. Jesus fucking Christ.
You want your
all right?
Shut up.
All right, I just changed tonight's stream to the front thumbnail, so our 2 viewers can figure it out. And cool. So yeah, it's been an interesting last couple of episodes. As always, our non-existent viewership at present rather. It's not the vodka talking yet. Our last original bit left of the show is that we take teching Q&A throughout the episode within reason. So feel free to drop that in the chat. That takes us into book club, gentlemen. Who's reading what? Evan, let's go.
I'm finishing up one of those Judge Dredd novels. I think I was talking about that last time.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually just finished the first volume of The Boys.
Nice.
Oh, the original, yeah.
Yeah, they were all on sale, so I picked all 6 volumes up. And
how divergent is the show, like generally speaking, but specifically early on? Because I barely got into season 2. So what's
like? There's some similarities, but like they come out pretty much right out of the gate with the revelation that soups aren't natural in the comic book.
Okay.
At least as far as I know, Butcher isn't like he comes right out and says his wife is dead.
Oh, no shit. Cool. What else is everyone reading? Since that's all Evan has for me. I got something, but you guys go. I got a sense.
I just got through Adam Savage's not autobiography, but like I guess like I don't even really know how you classify it as a book, but it's like a combination of like a self-help book or like a philosophical book and kind of like also maker tool sort of related stuff. Oh shit, what's the title of it? Every Tool's a Hammer, Life is What You Make It. And
this sounds familiar now.
Yeah, really good book.
So far, so good. Word.
Yeah. No, I just finished it up the other day.
Nice.
Strongly recommend. If you have any interest in like making things or that basically that whole like maker philosophy and movement, really interesting take.
Cool. Yeah, I like his YouTube videos, so I imagine that would be.
I love that. That's kind of what got me back into. I mean, knew him from MythBusters, but like, yeah, his YouTube channel is fantastic.
Mike, I know you read like 6 books a work shift. You in the middle of anything good?
Oh yeah, I'm finishing off the Sandwords of Dune by Frank Herbert's kid Brian. It's set way in the future, way past Muad'Dib's presence. It's pretty interesting. They've brought back all of the major characters from like the Butler
Valerian Jihad. Yeah.
Thank you. And
an hysterical title for a robot servant rebellion, by the way. Frank was such a genius.
I just think it's great. Like everything about it's wonderful.
Like you ruled.
Reading through all of the books that his kid has been putting out, and they're really good, like filling in like all the gaps in the original 6 that Frank did, and it's interesting to me. It really is cool. So I've got
John's
that
here
on my
tonight.
phone.
To the show.
I see John. Hi, John.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm also doing a book on finished carpentry because I'm trying to teach myself how to be a better finished carpenter because I'm pretty fucking terrible.
Oh, nice.
I'm really good at doing rough carpentry, drywall, et cetera, but finished carpenting's always been a little weird to me. Anything I've got to sand more than 20 times, I just throw in the garbage. So apparently that's not what you're supposed to do. Who knew? So it's a live and learn kind of thing for me. So.
Whoa. Nice, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
so what are you reading?
I am like 8 pages into The Midnight War by Richard Goldhurst, which I got for $1 at a book sale at an awesome little local museum.
Sounds familiar.
Which is apparently starting at $65 used on Amazon. So
fair enough.
May or may not settle for the Kindle edition of that. And it covers the American intervention in Russia, so from 1918 to 20. What were there? Two units, I think, one sent to Archangel and another in Siberia. I was reading it at an event last Sunday and got 10, 12 pages in before I just started getting, aggravated at, the shit show that they really show that situation to be, again, literally not long after the prologue is finished. But it's a great read so far, outside of that. But
haven't read a lot of military history books, have you?
No, this
Every
one
was a shit show.
But yeah, thus far, recommend if you can get it for. I think it was $2 per hardcover at a book sale rather than the $65 at Amazon. But nice. let's cross reference that with eBay because half the time Amazon's prices for certain things don't reflect that thing we call reality.
Check the stats.
Stand by. I should screen share this. Oh yeah, see, $13 in a similar condition to the one mine is on eBay. Again, stop letting these morons on Amazon that convince you there's no supply and the price reflects. I digress. So yeah, I will probably have more to say on that next time when I'm 26 pages in 2 weeks rather than 13, and we'll go from there. Tom, I am forcing you into this new segment as you were discussed earlier. Not only the beer of the week, but
okay, I'm used to that
as the only one who trawls the various forums. What is the beer of the week, and anything either hysterical or good on the social media front of Airsoft?
I haven't been on Reddit in a bit, maybe like a week. I can't remember anything particularly heinous that I saw. Trying to think what I've seen browsing the various Facebook pages. Again,
could
nothing
be-
particularly heinous.
Cool projects are fair game too.
Yeah, no, what have I seen lately that I thought was pretty sweet? Oh, somebody came up with a pretty clever. I've always kind of had like an idea floating around in my head for like an arm-mounted full-size AEG or like full gearbox AEG. Actually, that was one of Frank's ideas. I was thinking how I could execute on it, and somebody came up with straightforward solution, but it was using a 3D printed frame that basically goes around your arm and then has the gun mounted to the side with a pistol grip coming out the front of it, not attached to the actual gun itself, that you can then hold on to and actually use to shoot. That seems less useful to me than just having something mounted straight to your arm, because, I mean, at that point, why not just, if you're already holding a pistol grip that's associated with the gun, why not just hold a full-size rifle in your hands, but whatever.
This from the
Neat
same guy who
concept.
made a mech suit.
I,
Come on.
I was saying, this is
Like I said,
sounding big Edge of Tomorrow.
Far be it from me to criticize the practicality of literally anything that anybody makes, because I am 100% on board with the rule of cool. And that's why, that's in fact the reason I mentioned it, just because I thought it was neat that somebody actually bothered to go and do that.
Hell
Pretty
yeah.
sweet. I can't
Yeah, I mean, you might have to
It's time before they
legit
get
though.
hit.
So I was just saying, legit though, you might have to. Is your hand always around some kind of like handle or like grip
Yes.
assembly? Because okay, so it wouldn't make it particularly easy to pick up an objective or something with that same hand.
No, see,
Like a
that's
prop.
kind of my thinking, because like when with Frank's idea, his thought was to have it entirely self-sufficient and basically have your hands free, which that makes a lot of sense to me, because like you just said, you could do whatever you need to. Like for me, that would be useful, because it's like, I don't know, 25% of the time when I'm out on the field, I'm doing something that isn't specifically shooting, like setting up explosives or whatever, where it's nice to have my hands free. I don't have to sling anything or whatever. But then, of course, you have the problem with the orientation of it, because hop-ups aren't going to work if they're sideways. So, yeah, that whole
Well,
thing.
the solution actually is pretty straightforward and easy. Think about like a standard trigger switch for an AEG, right? You've got two contact points that touch, which engages the actual motor.
Yep.
So just make two rings, plastic based, 3D printed, whatever, with two contacts mounted underneath your arm. So when you put your hand up like a la Spider-Man,
Oh, sure.
and you put your rings together, it would then engage and it would shoot.
That's not a bad idea.
That was pretty badass.
In terms of triggering it, that would work perfectly. The thing I've always been trying to solve has been that hop-up issue, where like again, you have to maintain an airsoft gun has to maintain a vertical orientation for that hop-up to really be useful.
Right.
There's not really any great way to do that I can think of that wouldn't. I mean, there are ways to do it, because it's like you could theoretically have something like basically a gyroscope that maintains the orientation of the gun vertically, and then have your arm free rotating within some kind of.
Yeah, but the problem with that then comes in with air loss, and you wouldn't have great FPS and stuff, especially if you went with an AG base. If you're doing an HPA, for example, like I really thought it would be cool. You remember they brought out that what was that street sweeper one that Frank had that shot 3 rounds at a time? Tokyo Marui made it. The AA-12.
Oh, I bought his actually. It's over.
Oh, did you? Okay.
On my wall
So if you use something similar to that setup for it, and you used an HPA run, you know what I mean? Then even if the hop-ups were a little bit off, you still have a cluster of them coming out.
Yeah, fair enough. That'd be reasonable.
Like,
yeah,
like an underarm shotgun that would just.
Yeah. That would be a hell of a lot less complicated than sort of forcing the gun to try to maintain its orientation with motors or something.
Well, the other option would be is you'd have to make it so it was a gravity, like on your arm itself, you'd have to put a ring and a ring that would have bearings in it. So
that was kind of what I was thinking.
Bottom.
Yeah, almost like Lazy Susan type bearings. And they actually make, it's called a slip ring. It's basically a way that you can send contacts, like you were describing with two contactors. A way that you can send contacts through a rotating mechanism. So it's essentially you have like two rings of metal going along the inside, like basically between the two bearings in like a Lazy Susan type thing.
Right.
And you can actually run electronics through the ring. That's actually how they do the electronics in tank turrets.
Oh, okay.
Slip rings.
Okay.
So that you can have like communications going down into the hull and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think it's definitely doable. You'd have to really
100%,
work on it.
That would be super complicated, but
it'd be interesting to see though.
For sure.
Yeah.
The beer, by the way, is Snyder beer. It's it's kind of this is good as like an actual Martin, but I've been long searching for a replacement for, weirdly, Shock Top put out a pretzel wheat beer years
yeah,
ago.
I've had that before. It's pretty good.
I mean, it's decent. I mean, shock top, so it's like okay beer, but it's like
Right.
nothing has. It literally tasted like a liquid pretzel, and I
Yeah.
have found nothing. They discontinued it probably 3-4 years ago.
Yep.
Never found anything equivalent since. So every time I see a pretzel beer on the shelf, I grab it.
There's
Again, this isn't bad. Doesn't taste like pretzels, but it is pretty good.
Labatt makes a beer that I love, and every time we talk about beer, I always want to bring it up, and I always forget until today. So bear with me. Years ago, and I'm going to say, showing off my age a little bit, like early 90s.
Okay.
So like when you guys were born, I was in Canada drinking beer, and they had Labatt made this product called Crystals, and it was a ice filtered or ice brewed. I don't remember quite what the story was. So it tastes like beer, and then as soon as you put the bottle away from your lips, it doesn't taste like anything. So you have no. I swear to God, there's no aftertaste at all. Crystals.
What's it called? Crystals.
CRYSTALs. Yeah, Labatt makes
That's
them.
wild.
You can only get them in Canada, and if I remember correctly, they were like 6.5.
They still have it?
As far as I know, I bought a case 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I was up there.
No shit.
You had to go to the beer store and ask the people in the back. They were like, "Yeah, we think we still have a couple cases." You able to find it or no, Tom?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
There you go.
They do appear to still sell it in Canada, like you said.
Yep. Not in the U.S. though.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was very strong.
Cool, clear lager. It apparently has basically no color.
Yep, no color, no aftertaste. It is the wildest thing you'll drink.
That's
beer.
bizarre. I mean,
pretty cool.
like, is it good, or is it just kind of like interesting to try it a couple times?
I drank it for about 5 or 6 years straight, so I liked it, but each to their own. It's not a full bodied or a full flavored beer by any stretch of the imagination, but you can. I mean,
honestly, when you're drinking something like a Labatt or like Bud, you're not really looking for like a high body beer. You just want something for like that's refreshing. Right. At least for me. Yeah. Anyway. Like a hot day.
Or you've got nothing else.
Yeah, if you're drinking Bud, you're not.
Or really you need to get sloshed.
Right. Yeah.
One of three things. Yeah. Okay. Right. Cool. Well, we can get back to alcoholism later. Mike, so I know you dip in and out of staffing events or knowing people who staff events. Anything you're involved with anytime soon or want to plug?
I literally were doing a game in Albany. It's
yeah, I saw you invited me to that.
Yeah, there's an ongoing series they're running in Albany based on the Pharaoh's Curse, and the premise is kind of LARPy, but it's kind of fun.
As I recall, they have a Facebook event, right?
Yes, they do.
Remember the name offhand, even in part?
I think it's Pharaoh's Curse, but I could be wrong. If somebody can look it up, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm not computer literate today, but they had a full-size sarcophagus with gold leaf for the whole 9 yards in the field for the last game, and they had to like go get it and drag it back and then try and figure out how to open it. And it's a very prop-intensive game, and they have like a lot of it's Egyptian themed, so it's like archaeologist, Indiana Jones. No doctor, but you can definitely go and play. I'll be heading out there. I think it's July 17th. Let me look on the calendar real quick. I can tell you. July. Yeah, it's the 16th and 17th. Now they do the date. They do their ops a little weirder than we do here, which is kind of impressive because we do our ops pretty weird. But they start theirs on Saturdays in like the mid-afternoon. So you go in, you check in, you chrono around noon, you start gameplay at 5, you play till 9. Then you play Sunday from 8 to 4, and then they have raffle and you go home.
Tom, did you find it, by the way? I just want to plug.
I did. It is, in fact, Operation Pharaoh's Curse, yes.
Yeah, Pharaoh's Curse.
Yeah, here
so they do 3 of them every year. Now, the really cool thing is the guy that runs them is John Northman Bond. And John, I knew from back in Lion Claw's days when we were doing like Red Storm East. He actually ran the faction.
Thanks, got it.
The
everybody. That's it's not easiest to just drop links. I mean, I could put it in a caption, but then it's not clickable. So just Operation Pharaoh's Curse. Remember, Pharaoh is spelled AOH right on Facebook. They got a public event set up. Go check that out. July 16th to 17th, if you're available.
He'll put it in the description of the YouTube video for you.
Yeah, maybe we will. Oh. Dude, as soon as I said that, there's like 4 people here. Cool.
What are they?
Hey, Captain Caboose is here. Welcome back. I'm not sure if they need a doctor, but hit them up. Everything's a business opportunity if you want it to.
Absolutely.
Damn right.
Yeah, my roommate Josh made a bunch of props for the first one, and he took them out there. He made a copy of the Holy Hand Grenade from Monty Python,
Word.
and
Perfect.
it looks like a coconut that's dressed up in religious accoutrements, and it holds an Enola Gay smoke grenade, so it's pretty cool.
Absolutely ideal.
He also made all 4 stones from the Fifth Element with its own little case, so that was pretty cool. And then they had, like it's just fun to go out there. They have like different factions, and then of course you have different NPCs you have to react with and deal with, plus the combat, plus the go collect all the stuff. Like it's a lot like some of our ops, but I don't have to run it, so it's really awesome. I can just show up. I didn't make the first one because I had COVID, but Josh did go, and he took Ron Bailey and a couple of the guys, Tyler Kent, no, not Tyler Kent, Tyler Smith, and his brother, and they all went out and had a really good time. So I will be there. I'm looking forward to it. It should be something ridiculous. So
yeah, I've met a few of the principal staff too, and they're really awesome people to hang out and play with. I know nothing about their games, but I have no. If it was, I don't travel that far from, but if it was a zip code over, I would have been there in a heartbeat. Yeah, so awesome people. I encourage you to check it out.
Yeah.
We just lost a viewer. We were almost going to break peak 5 views. Whatevs.
Damn it.
All right.
Can't win them all.
Anything else today? Yeah, you can't win very much. Anything else tonight? Are we ready to cruise on to the topic at hand?
Jump in.
All right.
For me.
All right, people. Tonight we are talking about the hell world that is the used market of airsoft. I'm going to come right out with another hot take, as I did a couple podcasts ago, as our impartial host, and just get right into saying that as far as guns go, your best approach to this is to just not approach it at all. This is we're not talking about new open box cell phones on eBay for half MSRP a year after they came out. We're talking about something that's that you can't easily verify without ripping it apart, which comes with its own issues. Can't easily verify. It hasn't doesn't have a ton of proverbial mileage on it. And of course, you're dealing with a lot of people who think that these rot boxes they're selling or haphazardly converted P-Star setups are a suitcase full of gold bars circa mid 2020. And it's just not the case. Does anyone have any strong opinions here? Tom,
from what I've observed, I'll say that my primary selling experience, I've never, actually that's not quite true. My primary, I've never used HopUp, for instance, or any of the apps that exist. I've used Airsoft Marketplace and eBay. I was just going to say that I have never bought a used airsoft gun. I will make a caveat to the never buy a used airsoft gun things. Generally, I agree with you. Probably not a great idea. For certain specialty things, like classics, obviously you're not finding those new, kind of by their very nature. That tends to be a little bit more specific of a community. That might be beyond the scope of this, but like classic guns, that's something you can reasonably buy online. I've had decent luck buying those on eBay.
I agree.
Like really weird stuff, like if you're looking at like grenade launchers, RPGs, like gadgets like explosives, claymores, things like that tend to be a little bit more reasonable. I've also not really observed anybody, at least from what I've seen, like massively overcharging and on Airsoft Marketplace. That could totally be a thing on HopUp that I'm just not aware of. But on the Airsoft Marketplace, I've never really noticed anybody like really trying to jack the price up on something. Usually it's people actually trying to undercut each other. But my problem, exactly mirroring what you're thinking, you can't verify it. Airsoft guns are like kind of an inherently fragile design. I would guess these days, especially with the way, like, with people getting their YouTube degrees in airsoft teching and stuff like that, more airsofters than not are probably tearing their guns apart to do upgrades and things like that. Most of them probably don't know what they're doing. Even people that do know what they're doing, personally, once you let the magic smoke out of a gearbox by opening it up, it's anybody's game. And I'm not. Yeah. I would not consider selling something that I had modified or had modified. And I would not consider buying anything that had anybody touch it internally, unless it was in person from people that I trust. Different story. But online, hell no. I don't know if anybody else has a different opinion on that one, but yeah.
Yeah, Mike, take it away.
All right, so we used to do trade-ins and trade-ups and everything in the stores we had. And honestly, I had to be brutally honest with people and say, hey, look, like this is a combat machine that you put a tight bore in, so it's worth $100. And they'd be like, well, the tight bore was $60. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like, that's not important to me because I don't know how many rounds you've got through it, what kind of wear and tear the gears have. Is your shimming still right? Like, you really, 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 exactly. That's John brings up
John
the
is on to the theme of the show. Yeah.
and, I mean, Caboose used to work with me over at Frontier. And then, we used to have guys come in all the time and, I've got, $500 worth of gears and mech parts. And I put in a new wiring harness. And I'm like, oh, okay, show me how it shoots. And they'd pull the trigger and it would just smoke. And I'm like, so $100.
Interesting. So you've given me basically the equivalent of a box of parts that are less convenient to get out
Correct.
than they would be if they were in a cardboard box.
Some disassembly required.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So, that happened a lot. I mean, if you had a relatively newer machine, I've had people from the Airsoft community, I've bought guns from them, because I know them. And then like when we had the field, we just would buy the guns for like, $80, $90, whatever. And then I'd raffle them off at the games. And it's just, hey, look, if it works, awesome. And if it doesn't work, sorry about your luck.
Right.
But
people
most
knew
of
what they were in
them-
for. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it didn't cost them anything really. So it's,
Sure.
if it worked, great. And some of those guns, we raffled off and they lasted those guys years and years and years. And other guns like didn't make it through the night. So, the buyer beware for used airsoft is kind of the same as like, buying a vintage Toyota. Like it's going to be hit or miss. The motor's probably okay, but the rest of it, how many winners has it seen? So everybody thinks that their stuff's worth a ton of money. I've had very good luck. I bought a couple of rifles through HopUp. When I got into the HPA scene, I bought the M4 that I use now primarily. I bought that through HopUp through a guy that was actually local. I didn't realize that he was somebody that I knew until I pulled up and next to his car to get the gun. and he was like, "Oh, hey, Haggerty," and I'm like, fuck, I know you." But I mean, he was asking like 300 for it, and it was a Gen 1 P-Star.
That's very reasonable.
Yeah, he had like a bunch of mags and a couple of batteries. I'm like, done.
And especially if you can get it local. I mean, like, it's really the buying it sight unseen thing that kind of gets me.
Yeah. It's tough when you do the mail order thing. We tried selling guns online, used guns, believe it or not. I had a bunch of Western Arms stuff, and none of that stuff sold really well. And then we had problems with two of them, and ended up having to do refunds. Like it was a nightmare. So
yeah, that's
I don't do. We
just
stopped doing online because it just wasn't worth it. And the other thing too is like, if you get like Caboose is talking about in the thing there with the Car 98 that we had in the store.
I was just going to reference that. That's a big one from a seller's perspective. You also we get asks all the time for people wanting to buy like the flamethrowers that we build.
Yeah.
Fuck no. Those things.
We being you guys over at Explosives Enterprises. Airsoft,
correct. Yeah.
on
Sorry.
Facebook.
Yeah.
And
My collective team I'm hesitant to put up a tutorial and a teardown video on those things just because they're simple enough to build that if you had like enough of an understanding of what you were doing, you could make something that is genuinely extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
Not like to you, I guess, too, but like you could fuck someone up with one of those things.
Oh, yeah.
No problem. So it's like make sure you know
about
what you're selling as well. Because I mean, like if you're gonna put out a gun that you trust, like people trust you with in your local community, and you're not going to be a schmuck with, you have no idea what somebody's going to do with that thing down the line.
100%.
Yeah, I was thinking about Fat Mouse's strafer.
Oh, God.
Remember when the regulator blew out and he was shooting Hoey's cabin and he blew out all the windows?
Correct.
Jesus.
Yes.
Like he was shooting 1-2s and it just like all the windows exploded like kind of all at once, and we were all like, dude. And he's like, "Oh, I think the regulator's shot." I'm like, "I think you can't use that here anymore."
Yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, the Car 98 that he's talking about was a pre-ban Tanaka. We have it here in the house still, believe it or not. That was sold. It came back to the shop. We sold it a second time. It came back to the shop, and then
Jesus,
that was it. We kept it because I'm like, one of the kids that bought it took it out to the field, and he had taken the bolt apart and jacked it all the fucking way up, and it was shooting somewhere in the neighborhood of like 5 joules.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was very terrifying.
Woo!
So
It was able to penetrate 5 joules. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
over. I've
Yeah.
been doing it for 4
No,
years.
not vapes. 5 joules of force. So we've got it set now to shoot somewhere around 2.5 or 2.3, I think. Which was the max.
That's still scary.
Yeah, well, we're shooting 4 6s out of it, and I don't engage anything under probably 150 feet, to be honest with you. But we have 2 of those Tanaka pre-bands right now. Josh has the short Mountaineer, and we got the longer one too, and they both are ridiculous. We went down to the depot game that Masada was running there, and the poor guy doing chrono about shit himself, and we fired.
Oh,
the
I
first
gotta
one.
imagine he's like,
He's like, oh man, it's a beautiful Car 98. Is that a G&G? And I'm like, nah, dude,
no.
no. This is a pre-band Tanaka, and he's like, what does that mean? And I'm like,
yeah, like literally nobody knows what the fuck that means anymore. Like,
all right, let me show you.
If you haven't been playing Airsoft for 15 years, you have no clue what that means.
So we shot the first round through the chrono, and the guy's like, holy Christ, this thing's so hot. And I'm like, yeah.
In
it
fairness,
gets worse.
There's probably like, if I'm going to throw out a random number, I'll bet you that there are probably less than 20 of those in the U.S.
There's 2 at my house.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, you never see them. Like,
No.
I would imagine they're either sitting in somebody's closet, like classic guns. Yeah. Or like those calicos that I got. Like, nobody fucking has
Nobody
those
has the calicos anymore. I think you're the only person I know that has one.
There's one guy who's regularly posts on Reddit that I see that actually skirmishes with it, which is like, God bless. But yeah, no, they're
more power to you, dude.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, when I was showing him that the basic range for both those sniper rifles, the Car 98s, is somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 plus feet, and he couldn't believe that I could hit a target at 200 feet with iron sights. And I'm like, dude, like I shoot deer at 200 feet with iron sights. So I shot a telephone pole, like repeatedly, swapped the mag, shot it again, swapped the mag, shot it, because it only holds 8 rounds. I did probably 17 or 18 rounds, and I missed once at like 200 plus feet. And he was like, all right, like seriously,
shit.
You can't use this. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. So we ran to something else, but it was pretty fucking funny. So, all right, sorry.
No worries. That's a fucking good story. So yeah, I don't remember how we originally trailed off this far.
Guns that you could accidentally put a hole in somebody with.
Things you really shouldn't sell to somebody else.
Maybe consider downgrading them before you sell them, or just not selling them at all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the liability isn't worth the $200 for a new spoiler for your Honda.
Not that strictly speaking, like actually you're under any liability at that point, really. I mean, as long as you tell the person what they're getting, but. Right. I mean, for the sake of not being a dickhead,
liability for this context being defined as potential stress and
right,
serious headaches you don't want or need to be dealing with.
Yes.
Correct. So yeah, 100% with you. But that does bring up a good point. That I guess one exception for sure to all of this stay the fuck away from used guns deal is a lot of the high end collectibles and stuff that it's great if it works. It's great if you and your you want to bust it out with playing with friends or people are legit and won't be a problem. But stuff you're in the market for, this rarities that will spend well over 90% of their time hanging on a wall. And again, they work if you want to use them, blah, blah, blah. But if you're mostly collectibles are definitely sort of an exception to the stay the fuck away rule.
Of course.
It's when you get into mid-range VFCs that have been ripped open by 3 different people over the course of the last 2 years and are shooting.
That in your life. Unless you're a really good tech. And then
if you like fixing them, I mean, we used to do that all the time.
You're looking for a project, that's carte blanche. I don't even really. I would loudly argue this stream, let alone this show, probably isn't even for you.
I was gonna say, if your thought is as a new buyer, like you're getting into Airsoft, no, don't buy used. That's not going to be a good move unless you're very technically inclined and your first instinct when you get into Airsoft is to immediately start fucking with your gun. Then fair enough, but
maybe also if you have a lead from like a local versus randos on HopUp selling shit for 70% retail, like
absolutely agree.
Deals of the century do happen, but
if you can buy something in person, especially from somebody that you know or trust, fair enough. But it's the sight unseen Airsoft Marketplace, HopUp, whatever, name an app. That's problematic.
Right. In stark contrast to that situation is gear. What do we have to say about buying gear? Any horror stories? Any super cool deals over the years?
I found blood on things.
Wait, that's just That happens on eBay every day.
Is that
But,
your blood? Some of it.
Maybe. That's up for something. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But no, in terms
We get
of
pretty
gear,
drunk sometimes.
In terms of gear, I mean, it's a weird situation because it's like, for the most part, I personally wouldn't go buying gear unless I was looking for buying used gear unless I was looking for like surplus stuff, like something really specific, like I don't know, like a country's specific gear. If I'm buying like an LBX plate carrier, I'm not really gonna buy that used. At least I'm sure people do. That's like, I just wouldn't want some plate carrier that some dude's been sweating into for 15 years. Like, that just does not sound appealing to me.
See,
But
conversely, I would
your mileage may
disagree.
vary.
I disagree. So, like, would I buy used Condor gear? No. Would I
Fair.
buy LBX gear? Yeah. Phantom gear? Sure. Anything that was like a higher end production gear, as long as I can visibly see it, just look for like, stitching blems and that kind of stuff, I'm fine with it. I bought a ton of miscellaneous gear over the years. I've got probably, I don't know, 12, 15 different plate carriers, different rigs, different setups for different guns. I've got one for P90s. I got one for an M4, one for AK. Well, actually, I got 7 for AKs. But, a lot of the gear that I have there, I bought literally from online. Literally,
Fair enough.
it just depends. I mean, I wouldn't buy cheap gear.
I know people that do. I'll say
Mhm.
that. I mean, perfect example, but like,
head gear,
yeah.
it holds its
there is a
value.
huge used market for that. Fair enough. There is a big used market for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, reasonable.
In that, people are getting rid of entire tote bins at once. I mean, if you want to buy mint condition everything, whatever. But I mean, some of the worst of this stuff out there can be, hosed off like a truck bed mat, and then be left out to dry for a couple days in the summer, and you're pretty much in
True enough.
business.
Actually, Mike, you make an excellent point. I will walk that back a little bit because I have absolutely bought, maybe not vests, but I've definitely bought pouches.
Oh yeah,
like,
pouches all day, no problem.
Why not? I mean, like,
Yeah.
why spend full buck for a tactical tailor pouch? I'm an airsofter. I'm not actually taking it into war. I don't give a shit if it has like a little bit of some seam rips or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Right.
Fair enough on that. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's as far as the actual vests themselves, though. I mean, I traditionally have bought them all new. There's been a handful of ones that, like anytime anybody's like, oh, hey, what kind of gear should I get? Like Tactical Tailor is a very good example. Caboose is talking about his Marfan Dolphin vest. The Israeli gear stuff is really top notch.
And in some cases, you're absolutely right. You can find that stuff in decent nick.
But most
used.
people, like Tom said, they buy shit gear, like, really crappy gear that's, Condor or any one of the number of knockoffs. And, even the quality of LBX has dropped a lot. So it's kind of like hit or miss. Well, what year was it made? What's the manufacturing date? That would dictate whether or not I'd be interested in it. And I hate to say that, but it's kind of true. But again, gear wise, when we first started doing airsoft, it was always surplus. Acres and acres of military surplus. We go out to Iron Mike's out in Canandaigua. Yep. And we had a place out here, Uncle Sam's, we used to go to all the time. And, we'd buy, 5 or 6 different tops because it was different camouflage patterns to try out what we liked. So it's really depends on, what you're looking for. But usually, I mean, yeah, Iron Mike's. Like, it's one of those things
Rip
where,
Iron Mike.
well, yeah. His back room was something to behold. I don't know if you guys ever got a chance to go back there. It was ridiculously cool.
Yeah.
He had so much cool shit, really did. But yeah, it really depends on what it is you're looking to get into.
Absolutely.
Like, I would say
Especially
it's a maybe.
I mean, yeah, especially I'm also, I don't think that I've ever, because I do buy like surplus camouflage and stuff like that just because I like collecting the stuff. It's kind of neat. I don't think that anything that I've ever bought online has fit me straight out of the box.
No.
So if you're looking, I would say that for me, in terms of buying gear online, there's a fairly limited set of stuff that I would be comfortable buying sight unseen. And that's for the most part probably going to be pouches. Again, vests. If you're willing, and you don't have a problem with buying one that, again, is like used, like somebody's been wearing that thing, then by all means, probably not a bad way to get some decent gear for cheap.
Yep.
I would say that camo and like BDUs, probably not worth cheaping out on that. You realistically just want to buy that like from a store that has the actual sizings listed on it.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
The European sizes are very weird for fat dudes.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, I'm 290-ish, and finding camouflage used is really hard.
Yeah.
I found that a lot of the German stuff, some of the Italian and the Russian stuff all fits me fairly well. But I can't. I couldn't find a set of Russian overall, like the full zip up things.
Yeah.
What do they call those mechanic suits?
Oh,
I could never find a mechanic suit to fit me properly. Either I look like a Oompa Loompa or look like a you know, like a shitty
Stuff
mushroom.
can be tricky
It's
for
weird.
sure. Absolutely.
But
Yeah, and I mean, again, in terms of gear, buying it used, I don't know if there's really anything in particular. I think you kind of hit on it, Mike, with like looking for seam rips.
Yep.
But I mean, any
large blends.
any seller that really wants to get rid of something is probably going to try to conceal that stuff too.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, for me, like pouches, if they're selling them cheap, which usually they are. I mean, even if somebody's selling like used tactical tailor pouches, they're usually selling them like well under MSRP. So it's like,
Sure.
If you catch a miss or you get one that has like a couple seams that you need to hit with a lighter to shore them up, big whip. You spent $10 on the pouch. Who really cares?
Yeah.
But something like a vest, I mean, if I'm going to spend a couple $100 on a piece of gear, maybe I just save 50 extra bucks and buy a brand new one, just so that I know is at least that I don't know is going to be good, but at least if I get it and I don't like it, it's, you know, or it has defects and stuff like that, it might be under warranty, something like that, versus if you buy it from some schmuck, they're just going to ghost you on it. So
yeah, there's no warranties, right?
No, definitely not when you're buying stuff.
Not after like 7 years, no. Cool. So yeah, I think that about sums it up. That gear isn't the biggest crapshoot in the world, but it does come with its issues, and you gotta
for sure
know what you're after, know what you want, know what you're getting, blah blah blah. But
one point just before we get off of buying gear, I think much like buying classic guns, buying used gear kind of comes into its own when you're looking for something very specific and historical. Because like in most cases, you're not going to be able to get, you might be able to get repros, but if you're looking for something that is like authentic potentially, or is particularly weird, you might need to sort of like plumb the depths of the internet and find some of the weirder Facebook groups and stuff like that to get that sort of specific stuff.
Right.
So there's a place for that, I would say.
Sure. And then just on a more general note, you know, just people do got to realize.
Oh. People got to realize that Matt is gone. And he's back.
Sorry, AFK. Someone just got home. And so just more generally speaking, that people got to realize, you know, obviously you can be respectful and acknowledge that we're buying used shit, right?
Yeah.
That means negotiating and negotiating. And negotiating. And the thing about negotiations, to quote one of my favorite television characters, is that no one leaves them happy.
Right.
So, yeah, that guy's got a cool asking price. If it's, you know, if you've done your homework and it's largely reflective of the market value, great. The other thing that people don't realize about all these sales platforms is that, to my knowledge anyway, eBay is the only one where you can actually look up recent orders or, you know, fulfilled sales, things that, you know, have not only been posted for a certain price, but things that have actually been, you know, sold recently for a certain price. I believe 30 days is the static cutoff of it for sold listings. Amazon doesn't do that. You know, God forbid, most of the smaller platforms that I've seen don't do that. So yeah, 10 people could have something up for $30 or more. Doesn't mean that they're moving for more than 20. So send people offers. You know, don't even be afraid to let them stew for a few days if they're really not budging on something, you know?
So as I don't regularly buy things, but I do sell stuff pretty regularly. And I'll say that one thing that really pisses me off is when somebody just gives you an offer that is a complete lowball, or maybe it isn't a complete lowball, but it's like a slight lowball. I'm willing to negotiate down on that stuff, especially if you can give me some evidence that I'm basically overcharging. Like, again, like you said, you find evidence that somebody moved one of these things for less than I'm asking, sure, I'll go ahead and negotiate. But I mean, if you're going to drop, if I'm asking $400 and you're going to drop it down to $300, I'm just going to say, fuck you.
Right.
Like, unless somebody moved one for $300, in which case, fair enough. I clearly did not do my relevant research in that case to see how much these things are worth.
Right.
So, yeah.
Plenty of people don't even concede that. But yeah, assuming the seller is somebody reasonable and you're offering them something reflective of what all evidence indicates is the market value, maybe minus a bit, just to close this deal fast, why not?
Fair.
I suppose that the takeaway would be something along the lines of like, seriously, do your homework, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, make sure you understand, the potential problems, downfalls from whatever you're buying.
Right.
Again, if you're looking at vintage replicas, like there's so many really cool stuff out there, but it's always going to need maintenance. It's always going to need work. It's not going to be like a brand new gun. If
Back
somebody
to
wants
earlier
to
themes, the question becomes if you want to use it on the regular. Yeah.
Right.
Eli was saying basically, what was the condition of the other one? Because I mean, it's like if somebody gives me evidence that one sold for $300, but it was a complete piece of garbage and mine is new in box,
Right.
once again, you're going to get a fuck you, and I'm going to keep the thing up on for sale.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to compare apples to apples.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Unless the seller is high-end vape, then you have carte blanche to
Fair enough.
really offer them whatever you want and probably get it. Cool. Anything else from the buying side of things? If not, I'm pretty much ready to segue into sales here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about how to not look like a complete moron selling stuff. Mike, I'm sure you can speak from experience running 2 stores. Tom, you just said you've sold a thing or two in ages past. Evan is still on his jewel break, which is fine. So yeah, what do we think on this front? What are some do's and don'ts? Pretty much, we'll focus not on any particular platform, at least to start, of Airsoft. What can we do to set our listing apart?
A couple things come to mind. One, if you're selling on a platform that has rules, follow the rules. A lot of people don't do that. It's shocking.
When you're selling your airsoft gun on Facebook, they don't seem to really like that.
Astonishing, right? Yeah.
Just follow the rules, guys.
Basic. I mean, like 99% of the time, there'll be a big banner somewhere in the app or on the forum that you're on that says, read this first, so you know exactly what rules you're getting into. Definitely do that, because that's a good way to keep your posts up and not have them get removed and saves everybody time down the line. Take pictures with a camera from the current century, and take them in half-decent lighting if you can.
Come on, my Razor camera is not good enough.
If
you would be amazed.
You mean this picture I took with a disposable, had developed, and then took another picture from with my cell phone from 15 feet away isn't going to give a representative example of what my thing is?
Don't use stock photos.
You're more likely to not only I'm trying to think here. The people that are going to give you offers on your shitty picture gun are probably not the people you want to be dealing with. And anybody that you do want to be dealing with is going to see your garbage picture and be like, I'm going to move past that. If the gun has any problems, and this is just being honest, listen to them. I get extremely specific. If I made any repairs to something that I'm selling, which again I generally try not to, but if I
was thinking the last.
I always say what I did,
and I was getting ready to bring it up.
If the gun is not on a paisley background from your bed,
fucking feet out of the picture, that's
and your feet aren't in there, I'm not buying your gun. There's no way.
Listen, I see socks or I see toes. Moving on.
No, see, that's a gold mine to me.
I guess that depends, but
each their own. Yeah, right.
If you're Ben Shapiro,
nothing bad comes of a specific clientele. That's true.
A lot of what Tom's saying is absolutely correct. If you have known damage on the gun, a crack or a, whatever, get a really good high res picture.
Take close-ups of the damage.
Yeah.
Say what the damage is. If you fixed it, say that you fixed it.
Yep.
Take a picture of the fix.
If you've replaced pieces on it, it was originally a metal metal gun, and you replaced it with a plastic body, you should probably say that.
Not only is this making you a decent human being for doing it, but if down the line that person complains to you and attempts like a chargeback with PayPal or something like that, the fact that you took high-res pictures of the damage and always do this. Screenshot your sales post.
Yep.
That will do you wonders in a sales
Oh, yeah.
dispute. Wonders. Extremely important.
Another great point from Eli, as usual. Both
Yep.
sides. Again, to
Very
both
true.
your points, showing
true.
any kind of repairs, details of any markings that's relevant if shipping.
But
among
it also
other
goes to help
factors.
if you have like a gun that has full trademarks and stuff
Yes.
to make sure you
Mhm.
get good
Mhm.
pictures of your
100%.
trades. Like,
People care about that stuff.
yeah, I mean that's a selling point, and you should have common decency to let people know kind of what they're getting themselves into.
Yes.
If you've opened the Mac box, let people know.
Yep.
You know, nothing's like when we had the store, man. Nothing was funnier than kids. Oh, I've never opened it. We open it and it's missing 5 screws. You know, the spring's not in it, but it's not cracked. I'm like, where the hell's the spring? And they're like,
Oh, they just shipped it without a spring.
yeah, I don't know. What do you mean you
Oh yeah.
don't
Sometimes
know?
they do that. Yeah.
But yeah, there was definitely that. I mean, honestly, owning a store, we used to get guns in the shop that would come directly from like Classic Army or Spartan Imports or whatever, and it would already be broken. So I'd have to open up an RA, you know, and set it up so I can get it returned, and you know, but I had to get lots of pictures. They required pictures from all 4 sides of the gun. So you took one from the top, the side, the bottom, the other side. And then they also wanted to have like a confirmation the box itself wasn't damaged. So you had to take a picture of the gun in the box, and then the gun out of the box, and you know.
I
They were
always
all
do that
true.
before I ship too. That's a good
Yeah,
one because the shipping damage, or one of the big ways that a buyer will attempt to scam a seller is saying that it got damaged in transit. Because
Yep.
ultimately, a lot of people don't know this, ultimately the seller is 100% responsible for what happens in shipping. So if you are the seller and you're worried about it, buy insurance. It might
Yep.
be worth the $5. Get your tracking info, follow that tracking info. Weirdly enough, I'm not sure how well it works. I've had no problems since I started doing it. Spend $10 on a roll of 500 fragile stickers.
Yep.
Yep. I don't know if anybody actually gives a shit about it. I slap a couple of those things on there. I haven't had any problems ever since. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
And make sure you pack your guns well and take
That's what I
pictures
was
of
gonna
them
say.
fully packed.
Yep.
With a date, with a Post-it note with the date and your name on it.
Yep.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
Go ahead.
Packed with dog hair, right?
Yeah.
As
Only the
much-
Mac box.
As
Only the Mac box.
much dog hair in there as you possibly can.
And then look at me bewildered when I say, "Do you own a dog?" And they go, "No." Okay. Yeah, a lot of it, you know, you got to protect yourself when you're selling things, and you also want to make sure that you don't falsely advertise what you're selling. You know, if it's you know, a Western Arms pistol or whatever, and you think it's full metal but it's not, you know, say, look, I don't know if it's full metal. Like I sold a Western Arms not too long ago, and I thought it was a metal frame, but it wasn't. It was a plastic frame, and the guy was really upset. And I'm like, dude, like I sold it to you for $200, and like I gave you 4 mags, so like, is it really a big deal? He's like, well, I already have like six of them, and I'm like, dude, totally understand. I'll pay for you to ship it back. I'll refund your full money, like not a problem. You know, I had figured it was a good deal either way, but at the same time, he was looking for something very specific.
Exactly.
I thought that's what it was, because the old Western Arms are kind of hard to tell. And what he was looking for was not, in fact, what I had. Unlike there was a metal Zeke body they used to make for the Western Arms 45s, so it was kind of cool. But and I digress. But yeah, just make sure that you really, really, really make sure that you go over everything. And if you're wrong, freely admit the fact that you're wrong. Reimburse the person. It's just not a big deal.
It's going to save you a headache down the line, honestly. Like, lying about something might get you a sale quick, but when the PayPal dispute hits and now your PayPal account is shut down, or you're getting credit card chargebacks that are coming at your bank account, that's
fuck, even if the buyer is completely reasonable and just eating return shipping alone,
yeah,
can be gas money for the week, even in these times on a sale like this. You know, we're not talking about $12 magic cards that cost $1 to ship to, you know, Seattle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some good points, guys. I did have a couple jotted down that we haven't really gotten to, at least as such. And one was just to temper your expectations overall, as I kind of just said a second ago, that this is not, no problem. That unloading stuff like this is not really something liable to pay your rent any given month.
No.
And again, just back to truly knowing what you've got. Just be reasonable, you know?
Yeah.
You're going to get lowballing dipshits, but if you have 5 of them offering you half your asking price, maybe you haven't done your homework. Yep.
Yeah. Usually the rule of thumb for the store was we looked at kind of the overall brand new value in the box. Let's say it's $200. So instantly, if you're bringing it in for trade, it's worth half that. I don't care what shape it's in.
Sure.
And then if it has damage, it detracts even further. So you come in with a broken stock on an M4, yeah, you're looking at 30 or $40, dude. Like, I'm sorry, because we'd have to go through and really, fix it up so it's usable. We used to carry brand new in the box stuff, and we carried used stuff, and we sold both for many, many years. My take was the used stuff was cheaper, entry level stuff that you wanted to get into airsoft, but you didn't want to commit to buying. Yeah, never used in a game, right? None of them were ever used in a game. Your hop.
It's a friend of yours, Mike. It's a name I'm not familiar with, Zachary Eckert. I'm only saying it because he's going by it in full. So if you're a brand new follower of the show, welcome.
Yeah,
sounds vaguely like maybe one of John's guys. I digress.
Well, maybe.
Thanks for coming out, whoever you are.
But yeah, a lot of it comes down to is like, someone's walking in with a used gun. They've used it for years. They're looking to upgrade to something new, and realistically, that's what they're going to try and get. And again, I wasn't in the habit of like turning people away. However,
misclick, sorry.
At the same time, you have to be realistic with your expectations as far as what you're going to get out of really used stuff. Just because it was signed by some guy in the military 20 years ago doesn't mean that it's, like the TM, Jesus. It doesn't mean it's worth $500. Some dude's signature means nothing to me. Does a gun work? No. Okay, then it's literally, it's a paperweight. You're trying to sell me a paperweight for $400 because there's somebody's name on it. You're wasting my time. Sorry, digressed. Go.
No, 100%. Yeah, my last bit was, again, really just comes down to actually looking up who's there. Are you back, Evan?
That was me, Huffin.
No, I saw Evan's icon go back green again.
He's dead.
That's fine.
He'll
respawn whenever a medic arrives.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's back on when he's back on. Whatever. The last is thing I really touched on, but yeah, I already told him let us know when he's back. Was to basically, in the nicest way possible. I know somebody who died of it. I can talk shit. Just make a conscious effort to not sound like you have some sort of serious brain hand-eye coordination or learning ability issue or all of the above when you're authoring your listing. If you only have 5 minutes to do it, maybe wait until you have like an hour to really think up everything, and just again try to do everything you can to be a cut above everyone else posting this shit. And in this regard, it's not difficult.
To swing back real quick to the buyer side of things, watch out for people that are really shitty at putting up listings, because they're probably going to be garbage to deal with for the rest of the transaction. Like, if their listing looks like shit, why, like, what do you think is going to be anything else with the interaction?
Again, yeah, bedroom and low-end apartment lit like an interrogation room. Feet,
do a little bit of thinking.
Shorts, shorts on the
like,
bed.
is this a person you really want to be dealing with? That kind of
shorts as the backdrop if they're selling like a gun, or even if they're selling something else. Just if they're checking every box, maybe this isn't someone who's.
I've told you before,
really
Max, get out of my OnlyFans.
I
think that one of the things that
I'm the financier.
Dude, you're keeping my rent paid. I don't care. I'll show you my feet.
Just leave me beer every party, whatever.
I used to play World of Warcraft. I rolled as a hunter. Okay, don't judge me. So hunters were always called face rollers because literally, like your rotation, you could do by smashing your head on the keyboard and rolling it back and forth.
The ultimate class, yeah.
So literally, I was good at hunters because I could face roll. So when I look at posted things for, I'm selling my gun, and you look at it, and it literally looks like somebody face rolled it. The first thing I usually text them is, "Are you a hunter?" And they don't always get the reference, but it always makes me laugh. Because I'm like, you definitely just face rolled your post and you're trying to sell me your garbage. Continue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You don't need to get involved with that. It's just not worth your time.
You don't need that kind of negativity in your life.
You really don't.
Say the least. Cool. any closing remarks today? Because I'm ready to
For
dive onto HopUp and
sales,
have you guys guide me around like we're playing
Jesus
Battleship,
Christ.
looking
I'm
at
trying to think of
listings.
I'm trying to think of any top selling tips.
Good lighting,
I mean,
clear pictures, clean
Yeah.
description. Be honest.
Be really careful with
yeah,
international.
summarize.
Be
If
really
someone's
careful with
actually got the
international
forethought to take
sales.
notes.
Filling out customs forms is kind of a pain in the ass, but if you're stateside, they will help you out at the post office with that kind of thing. Make sure
I'd
where
still
you're shipping
argue
it
it's
is.
not worth it, just the nature of
I
the exports.
I
Maybe some gears,
almost
whatever.
universally
But
agree. It's a complete pain in the ass. Yeah, be really careful with that. The way that I generally do if consider pricing shipping into your sell price. Saying shipping
Yeah.
included does sound pretty good to a lot of people. Just make sure that whatever you're expecting in terms of margins is compatible with the worst case shipping scenario. Generally, when I go to sell something, if I'm doing it like a whole, which I usually do for like more expensive stuff, like if I'm selling something that's going to be $400 or over, usually I'll say shipping included. If it's something heavy, make sure that you price that out ahead of time. Like you can go to USPS's website and see how much it's going to cost you to ship something. I usually do as far flung as I'm willing to ship. So like California is usually my easy one because that's cross coast.
Yeah.
If it's going to be $90 in shipping to get it all the way out to California, I factor that into my asking price just in terms of margins. If you don't have to end up shipping it out to California, cool, more money for you. So, yeah.
Or you can even give them a discount if you're a decent human being.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, you could even be a real lunatic and put like a document together of random zip codes in like the lower 48's 10 biggest population centers. Just for the statistical odds are that's where they're going. That's also covering most, sort of distance levels. But back to, the Postal Service's website especially is, in my opinion, accurate to the cent.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, and Caboose hits on it right. Those weird, stupid ass laws like the Euchre stuff. That's why it's 99.9% of the time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh God. Yeah. Don't forget about that. 99% of the time is not going to be worth sending it across the pond or to another country. So.
No.
Yeah.
Canada's worse than the UK at this point.
Canada's like that close to banning airsoft. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't kept up with it more recently.
Yeah, unfortunately, but.
Well, I think the interest is waned too. Like most Canadians are not
So
pro-gun.
Eli hit nail.
Eli just hit with a super top tip there. I love that one. Get a scale. It is awesome.
I have
having a nice digital scale lets you pre-print shipping labels, which kicks ass. Strongly recommend that. Worth it if you're selling any decent amount of stuff. Totally worth getting like a $13 scale.
I have something over there. It's the exact same, or one of the principal Amazon specials that show up I think it's the Amazon Basics actually. People look at them like, oh, okay, am I gonna break this thing if I put something too heavy on it? It's got something like a 50-pound weight limit. I mean, you would have to try to have a whole, not just never mind one gun, but like a whole box of airsoft shit weighing that much. That's one of the smaller concrete bags. I mean,
sure enough.
Yeah, definitely worth your time.
That's pretty much all I got.
Pretty much it. That's actually, we're just a hair over an hour and we're steady on 5 viewers. So, all right, we ready to screen share and find some HopUp gems?
See what you got.
Yeah.
Evident. All right, let's apply the knowledge that we have accumulated over the past hour.
Listen
and open our third
learn.
Lovecraftian eye of used airsoft. All right, here we go. I'm screen sharing, right? Guys like that layout? Me too. All right, cool.
There we go.
So we are at the eye-bleeding front page of HopUp. What do we want to look at, guys? Here's just some random keywords of.
You can start with Polar Stars.
What I assume are common keywords. Of course, MP5s. If that
I'll be
implies.
right back. There's a cat in a place that a cat should not be.
Oh yeah, do what you got to do. Uncat the situation.
Is that code for something?
Yeah, exactly what it sounds like. Actually, I mean, I don't think we can go wrong with custom.
Well, I would say just go with
$800 and metallic blue accessories. You want to take a look at this fourth one in, Mike?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
Pull it up.
I don't know why my internet's being like this. All right, well, we're at $800 in free shipping. So if nothing else, we got that covered. An ad that is not being blocked. I don't know what the deal with that is. And yes, we have 10 photos. I'm sorry, the desktop client's a little wonky.
That's all right.
So what are we seeing so far? Like anything alarming? I mean,
I hate the stock.
I say he took a picture at his gaming computer. That's the photo's clear
It's a
enough.
clean picture,
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's it looks like a clean desk.
See the hardware. You can see he's got the battery for the FCU.
Right.
The tip coming out of the end looks all right. Barrel's kind of short for the front end, but okay. He's got what looks like a Pro-In HopUp in there. He's got a custom end of some sort for the flash hider. Yeah, that's a Polar Star, all right.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't look
Screws are all
disgusting.
intact. Yeah, there's your FCU stock. That looks all right.
Yeah, that's that stock angle. Just nothing about that looks right. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, it looks really weird to me.
Oh no. That could be
so-
parallax on the camera or a bent stock. Take your pick.
Yeah. Okay. So the flash hider is actually one of the
Tracer flashers, right?
tracer
Tracer,
flashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or strobes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, if that's your thing.
Yeah. It's an upgraded HopUp. All right.
Yep. Again,
Stock
looks
barrel.
certified.
Noticing that the HopUp is
Alright,
outside
here
of the gun, which is
Well, he took it out. You can see it back in there in the pictures, but
unless I'm seeing things, he obviously had better things to do with 30 seconds and doesn't own a rag to clean up this drum mag.
but he does appear to be using a space tabletop mat as his background.
Right, that does get him a couple points. Mike sort of touched on that earlier.
Yep.
That's fine. Actually, yeah, Tom, you're absolutely right. This was photo 1 here.
Oh, okay, so not tabletop. We're just talking.
yeah,
that's
he took
mouse
it apart so you can kind of
Alright.
look at it.
Yeah,
Sure,
mouse.
sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, I mean, what are you guys are more HPA woke than myself. He is looking at 800 oboe. Is this remotely within the asking? So let's dive into the descriptions. I forgot
Yeah,
those
let's
are a
see what we
thing.
got here.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is consistent with the photos. Asking price is firm, obviously.
Naturally.
Doesn't want
Also
to
throwing in the tracer scene of the photos. Okay. Oh, we're throwing in the tracer and free shipping, but $800 firm. Also throwing in Umbrella M-Lock grip, base gun, G&G, ARP9, Sky variant. So it has blue accents. That gives you a couple extra horsepower, right?
Correct.
Sorry. Handrail, not 100% sure on the brand, but it's a knockoff EMG I got for like $20. Okay, well he's upfront about his margins.
Sure.
All right.
Prometheus
Throw in.
603. I believe it's a 110 mil. Even if you only own a tape measure that's standard, like can you not? Well, I get unless you want to rip it apart, it's tough to guesstimate where it actually stops. No, he's got it out.
Yeah, he could have measured it.
And you could guess. You don't have to be a freaking physicist to figure out where's the hop up end. Right about. Can you guys see my cursor? But yeah,
Rest assured. I'm gonna make a guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wager a guess and say that there is not a single speed softer that is also a physicist. I'm gonna make that claim
probably
right
now.
now.
Yeah,
Feel free to correct me if you're watching this video.
I think both demographics have bigger fish to fry than their opposites in that particular situation.
Mm-hmm.
He does post in there. He'll provide a video of it shooting, which is nice.
That's actually that's pretty good.
That's a nice gesture. Yeah,
I can't argue that.
I appreciate that, but I was about to say that even at this point, most like smartphone cameras and shit cannot really see BBs. But I mean, if he says, "Okay, I'm shooting 10 shots," and picks up the camera afterwards and just gives you an unedited video, okay, at what you can see is 80 feet, I hit 7 out of 10 times. The gun didn't make any weird noises. Okay, I appreciate that. I'll give him that.
Yep.
No trades. So I don't know. What do we think overall here? Is this
does he have
realistic?
a listing for the tank and reg as well or no?
Didn't see it. We'll throw in an emblem.
That seems pricey to me, but I mean, I'm not like into the like speed soft guns really. So I don't know if maybe that is reasonable. I'm just.
Well, the thing is, like the base gun runs about $325, an HPA unit runs probably what $400, give or take a little bit.
Yeah, it depends on the unit. Sure.
So I mean, you're looking at $700 investment plus the mags, batteries, the flash hider. Okay, cool stuff. But he's throwing that in for free, so I can't count that. I would probably offer him like $650 to start.
Yeah, and he's including shipping too, like I was saying. So
yeah. I mean, I'd probably cap out around $725 max personally.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So this stuff's worth that much new?
Oh yeah, HPA rings are not cheap. No, the units themselves generally cost about as much as a gun. So
yeah, they're $400 or $500.
Let me ask you guys this though, again, as someone just totally ignorant of HPA, could you necessarily build something functionally comparable-ish for 7 to 8 brand new?
Depends if you're getting into it, if you already got a rig going, because I mean, you're going to
Right.
easily spend another $300 on a reg and a bottle plus a line.
Wow. Okay,
Right.
that shit's that much now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure that this is a great deal, but you are
it's
probably
fair, but
spending
it's on the
less
high
money.
end.
He's not in
Yeah,
another
I would
solar
agree.
system. Right. Okay.
No.
Yes,
Cool. Well,
I agree with that.
respect. We're off to a better start than I was expecting. And maybe this HopUp situation has cleaned up more in the last few years than I've thought. Would you guys say that there are any like really types of guns, anything I could search for that in your experience has had more gems per capita than other things? I don't know,
Honestly,
JGM4s.
No, you're-
Ruies.
I'd personally say you're probably on point with the ARP9, to be honest.
Mhm.
That's like really popular, like high-end Speedsoft gun that I would be shocked if there wasn't some hilariously overpriced shit out there. So.
Okay. I have to take a look at this. Is this a
Is that
Desert
a 3D
Eagle?
printed front end?
We'll find
No,
out in a
it's the
second.
Laylax front end they made.
We'll
Oh,
look
okay.
at the.
I know.
Look at the
Yeah,
photos.
didn't
These are-
Laylax's? Did they? I thought theirs looked a little different than that, but I could be off.
I don't
These
know.
photos would have
I thought
been
that was
great.
the Laylax one. Look at the description.
Listen,
I'll put it
he's got a scenic view in the background. I love it.
No.
That's
These
fucking
are good
awesome.
photos. These are good
Yep.
photos. They would have been great from the other side.
Yeah, with the
Under
sun
the description.
on them.
True.
This is a Marui Desert Eagle with the hard-to-find Laylax 10-inch metal extension kit. Comes with
Good call,
3
Mike.
mags. The Deagle on its own is $195 brand new, to be fair to him, if you can find it stateside. The
I'm
kit
gonna say that's a
resales for
deal.
around that price. Price is negotiable. Trades welcome. But what is this self-censoring of the word trades? Is that a problem on HopUp?
He might have copied
Things
pasted
like
it from somewhere else.
Okay, yeah. I digress. That's good.
What's he asking for? I'm sorry, I missed that.
$199.
Yeah.
That's not a bad price for a TM.
Damn.
Yeah, he says
Yeah.
they retail. I mean, he's thrown in a couple extra mags, which to him zeroes out, the inherent price drop from
Plus,
of a nice of being
nice
used.
scenic mountain view background. I'm gonna give that an A+. Too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So, yeah.
maybe kind of like
the
cars.
price is good. He's got
Good
a
deal.
bunch of extras. Yeah.
It's a Desert Eagle. It has a
Now,
cool,
is that including
cool
shipping or
Laylax
no?
kit on it.
Free shipping. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect then. Yeah, I would buy that.
God bless.
I
Let's,
mean, if I was into giant, stupid handguns.
right.
I know
Yeah,
somebody
exactly.
does, but
Everything okay in the chat? By the way, I'm screen sharing, so I don't want to tab
Yeah,
over
you're
too
fine.
much because then you see this
I'm keeping an eye
purgatory.
on it, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just Eli and Caboose. I mean, we don't have to. I know these aren't guys we have to worry about. But anyway, what do you guys think we might find? That might find us a gem quick. What kind of search? Combat machine? Let's do combat.
Yeah.
are we
no,
looking for
Combat
bad ones or
Machine-
good
Yes.
ones?
Bad. I don't. Combat
Oh,
Machine
just
doesn't
go to
strike me as
AGs.
like. Combat Machine doesn't strike
Just
me
look
as
up
an
AG?
immediate no-go, to be honest.
Well, but they're a cheap gun, so people reselling them are probably going to think that it's worth stupid money, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
maybe.
yeah, I would start with AEGs and look through.
I'm like
ridiculously
I'm
priced.
picturing some like $2,000.
Oh, here we go. Fully upgraded Ares Amoeba K9.
I'm picturing some like $200 ARP, $2,000 ARP9.
All right,
But
all right. So we searched
maybe
AG.
I'm off.
Let's, if I can
Yeah.
click it sometime in this generation, let's sort by lowest price.
Can you sort by
Maybe not.
something that's been on the website for longest?
Yeah, that might be kind of a good idea too.
Like nobody's touched this shit.
I don't know why I can't click it, but yeah, we'll keep an eye out.
Owned.
I think that overall HopUp's been fairly good.
How about that hideous red one smack dab in the middle there?
A jack rifle. What constitutes a jack rifle?
Like a boost.
Polar
Oh,
Star.
a Polar Star Jack. Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh,
Okay. Okay. To be fair, a Polar Star Jack is about $300. So, oh god, but it is hideous. Oh, that's not good.
Oh,
That guy
45-degree VFG, dudes. That gives you
Oh,
at
I'm
least
not gonna
top
lie,
speed.
I love it.
Oh
really like
no, he did not thin his paints. That is
Oh,
not
Jesus.
good. That is very bad. Oh, that is extremely problematic.
I knew this was a good idea. The mag paint
It's
job.
it's not a
He-
gem on price. To be fair, he's asking a very reasonable price for this piece of shit.
I just love the mag,
But-
guys. He
Woo.
only had paintbrushes 1 inch wide or
Ooh.
more.
If he thinks that looks cool, more power to him. Fair enough.
All right, guys. It's a solid 10-inch barrel. It's not
Good. I would not want to
It
perforate
doesn't have a.
10-inch barrel.
It's not
That's
a
ideal.
rusty. It's not a rusted 10-inch barrel. What did he just come from writing up a listing for a
Oh, no.
1956 Chevy pickup project truck?
That's fucking disastrous. Holy moly.
Oh, the riffle, guys. What did I say? Has no
It
internal
is indeed the riffle.
No,
You're
no
correct.
internal modifications. Oh, okay, because this looks
Now, if
pretty
anything was going to be a riffle, it's going to be that thing. No doubt in my mind.
It comes stock with a thin grip and
The warp
high
has well and truly taken this gun. It is not coming back.
Oh, it is a quick and snappy trigger response time, guys. Like 1 second.
Good.
1 entire second.
Wow.
Due to the Ares gearbox and trigger system. It has clearly been painted by me. Well, okay, he's taking credit for his work. I mean, doesn't, in case any other gun artists might try to take credit for him, he wants to be clear. This was his.
He really should have put a watermark on it, to be honest.
Right? Yeah. If people want like custom or like a burner Gmail, if people want custom inquiries, this guy's really trying to. He's really not making the most of his listings. We gotta.
Also, I appreciate that he also only painted one mag. That's very powerful.
Right. If you want to paint the rest of the mags yourself, or maybe in different colors for like different to denote different BB weights, you have that option.
At the very least, that means you're getting 4 mags that haven't been completely ruined.
Right. The lower receiver is a special jack-off edition for a cooler aesthetic. The gun comes with all attachments: red dork, stark angle grip, and suppressor. It comes with 6 magazines. Message me with any offers or if H wants information.
Yeah. H probably wants information. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
Ask H.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, H, he invites H to inquire if
That's
H
what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean.
Inquire, yeah.
Good for H, I guess.
Christ, I see the same gun in 2 other listings. Let's just keep on going down this.
You can really just Can you search by like skull lower receiver? Tragic. That's tragic. You hate to see that.
What the fuck is this? It's a placeholder price. 40 plus split shipping. What?
Don't.
Oh, it's another one. Tom listed a year and a third ago.
They do list it. That's awesome. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's a face roller.
I can't believe that has.
I don't know what he's.
Matt, I can't believe that hasn't moved. That's shocking to me.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's 2 paychecks, guys. I mean, anyway. Back to this guy. Oh yeah, other jack rifles, so we can jack our way to victory.
That's right.
Okay, this is obviously the paratrooper version.
Correct.
If you want to paradrop into the Juggalo gathering rather than just go in with armored cav.
Great description. Quality description there. He
fully
has
functional
that weapon
and hardly used.
You did it.
Question is, does it come with the rest of the box? It looks like it's open, or does that look?
It also appears that the image has been squished, or am I mistaken there? And there he goes. But yes, Caboose, you were absolutely correct. Sadly, I've been taken by chaos just from viewing this image.
Like, honestly, this looks like a Warhammer 40K gun. Like,
yeah.
I don't.
I guess that would be.
Sorry,
if it wasn't the fact that most fields would never let you run a red gun, at least self-respect.
It's like it's got skulls on it, and it's red, so I guess you'd be thinking World Eaters, theoretically.
And going fast.
Yeah, and going fast if you're an orc. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I just
the same gun, unfucked, or just not
slightly less fucked. That still's pretty. Hideous,
wow,
but...
$77.
All right.
Listed selling to help pay bills / make room because nobody's hiring right now, guys. There's a catastrophic job shortage. Even if you have no skills, there's just really nothing out there you can do to make $223 agnostic of your income if you have a little bit of downtime. Ares EFCS gearbox. It's an enhanced fire control system, Tom, as I understand, like on an aircraft carrier.
God, I hope so.
Programmable for bursts.
Oh, for in the post show, you got to get. I'll find it. Hang on.
This more or less is the post show. Send me in the chat.
Keep doing your thing. I'll find it because it's dope.
Never fielded, guys. Only used for plinking in backyard. So that means 3,000 rounds through it.
Minimum.
It's nice and accurate for its size. However, it seems to shoot pretty hot. advertised as shooting 320 to 340, but from why I've heard, most are at 370-ish out of the box. So I will throw in a Crytek M90 spring to lower the FPS if needed. Okay. That's weird. Is that much of a thing you've heard much about, Mike, or heard about back in the day where guns not padding their numbers, but actually shooting hotter than they said?
Yeah, there was a whole
Wow.
series
That does
of
happen.
different
Oh,
ones that
absolutely.
were real
Wow, I
hot.
didn't realize so.
Either having like excessively good compression, like that the factory didn't intend, or just putting in springs that were way overpowered for.
Right.
Oh
Oh
for
shit!
what they
Is this the
wanted.
same threads as a Mark 23 suppressor, or no? They're 16 mil neg, right?
14
Yeah,
mil neg.
or 14 neg.
Or is it? You, honestly, you tell me. I thought there was
16 neg, I thought was the SOCOMs.
Yeah. Okay.
I could be wrong. I'd have to look. I got it written down somewhere.
Sure. Where are we off to next? Want to head back to the homepage and see what those MP5s are looking like? I do. Which one sounds like fun, guys? Oh, the upgraded. Oh, the VFC. I want to look at the VFC because I swear to God, this is a $450 gun new on eVike, and I want to see what this premium. Oh, comes with 12 mags, grip, and a suppressor.
Good.
Also have the original. Also have the original handguard and motor. I would hope that a $500 gun, gentlemen, would come with the original handguard and motor. And I don't care if it's the original, but at least if I would hope that a core component. Oh, maybe this means the original handguard, comma, and motor.
You would hope that.
Like he's implying that it's like a selling point to have a core, a component necessary for the fundamental functionality of the gun. Internally upgraded with extended inner, great, gate tighten advanced, rocket 13.1, umbrella armory piston assembly, and an SHS cylinder wired leads. I know what like 30% of this is. $500 oboe, so at least he's negotiable. Listed yesterday. What do we think here? Is this not a $450 gun new? Again, throwing in a dozen mags. He says nothing about how many rounds roughly have been through it, the condition of those mags. What's the consensus? One photo.
I mean,
not
I
rotated.
would definitely really like more pictures. There's a corner of somebody's foot in the photo.
Yeah, again, you get the feet in the
belly,
photo,
like,
it's already over in my experience.
Yeah,
but you know,
I mean, considering that brand new, you can buy one for comparable price minus the mags and whatnot, and it has zero use. Meh, I'd pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing drawing me to this. Oh, hell yeah, guys. Oh, this is not a gun, but an MP5 top rail claw mount for $15. Oh, and $5 shipping.
What is that, a 3D printed thing?
Printed out of strong black plastic. Plastic is not strong enough to withstand mounting and
strong black plastic. That's my favorite filament to print in. Personally.
Right, yeah, you could order that. You could order that direct from the factory, right?
That's correct.
Right.
I think GM uses that for their motor blocks now. And why is it white if it's black plastic? I'm confused.
You're Mike. You're asking way too many questions, and that's going to get you in trouble.
Right.
Quite frankly.
No, that just gets me not ordering that that beautiful black/white claw mount.
Allegedly, well, it's black.
But when your gun's 2 whole inches longer than the Mark 23 without a silencer on it, you obviously have to have mounts for optics to really zero in on your target, right?
That's
right, yeah. You can't just point it and pull the trigger. I'll pass.
Pass, yeah. Okay, so this looks like a lot of accessories. Well, let's look up MP5 in earnest and see what happens. Still can't fucking click the sort filter. Anyway. Slimline handguard, vertical foregrip. Couple, VFCs, SIMAs. Oh, an Elite Force. Let's take a look at the Elite Force. Oh, speaking of Mark 23s, let's look at the Mark 23 with the MP5 adapter. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's for the mags.
I forget why exactly I sent that to you, Matt. Like, I forget the context of what jogged my memory to think of this thing, but it is awesome. I have linked it in the chat. Not relevant to selling at all.
Okay. So,
for full disclosure.
Correct.
So,
but it does kick ass.
We're going to take a quick look at these photos and the description, and then I'm going to check what Tom just sent me. So I'm going to go dark in a second. I'm going to go dark for a second.
Oh no, it's on Restream.
Oh, I just don't want to tab over because then they're looking at this.
Tab over. That's right.
Anyway, the dual displays would be one thing, but okay. So we have.
Concept,
God.
I don't.
They make mag adapters for Mark 23. Oh, it's
Oh,
over.
fucking
Oh
kill
god,
me.
Airsoft is canceled. Jesus Christ.
I don't know if the gas
Oh,
station
wait,
knife
wait, go back one.
or
What
the
the hell was that?
Using
oh, is he just throwing in grenades and grenades?
it's a cyclone
No,
grenade, yeah.
freaking-
Yeah, using a gas station like heat treat knife as your like trigger guard prop up, that's a classy maneuver for sure.
right. Oh, obviously the J.J. Abrams lens flare really just sort
That
of
makes
adds to
you
the composition.
look very badass.
Right.
Are we on Star Trek? I'm confused.
You don't hear the
I didn't realize that
theme?
we were living in the year 2122. Frankly.
Right.
22.
That's right.
Oh, man. Oh, he's looking to offload it. That's always a good sign.
Good.
Right? This thing is as silent and reliable as they come. Upgrades. Oh, okay. So he's got the classic upgrade situation. Oh, there's an aftermarket mag release for these things now.
Credit
Also
to him.
comes
He
with
actually he formatted the description relatively decently.
Oh
Could
yes,
be
it's very
worse.
clean. Right, yeah.
Could be worse.
Also, credit where due with all these. I mean, if we don't have at least one good thing to say, we don't do the show. That's how this goes. Also comes with the MP5 adapter refitted with the TM feed lips. Okay, 3 Cyma curved mags that fit well, 3D printed rail armor. Fucking kill me.
I'm
And an
going
Ace
to
Tech
take away
lighter S inside the suppressor.
any credit that I gave him. I'm going to take away just
For the
because,
carbine kit?
No, just because he's putting MP5 mags into a Mark 23. That
Oh, okay, yeah.
that can't be allowed.
Okay.
That's probably not
So-
legal.
I would rather do a local sale just due to my negative experience shipping things to people. Oh, okay. So that he probably can't communicate in any more than 3 paragraphs to actually close a PayPal deal, or doesn't know how to wrap something in bubble wrap, and the seller and the buyer.
I would rather
complain.
just not deal with this guy.
Yeah, but I would be willing to ship if necessary. Oboe as well as trades are open. Okay.
Very good.
Oh, grenade, Mark 23 mags, and the MP5 straight mag, implying anyway, are not included. Not parting the adapter. Okay, so he just didn't crop a photo or just used one anyway. Yeah, so he could have cropped this photo basically a hair below the midline and had a decent little photo, actually adding some value, adding some appearance to his listing or adding something to his listing. He just didn't.
That would have taken like 30
seconds. Yeah.
10 seconds. Who has that kind of time?
All right, we got to take like an intermission at least, so I can just drink for a second. So we're going. I'm toggling the screen share for a bit, and checking something Tom sent. What is the consensus so far?
On what?
What on where we are at with the current state of the used market? What do we think about what we've seen so far?
I
Depends
mean,
on what
you
you're
got
looking
kinda
for,
mixed
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag. Yeah,
It's not the abyss I was expecting to be staring
I don't
into at this point. I'll be fair.
I mean, that's a broad brush to paint with, to be completely honest. Like I said, I think it kind of depends on what you're looking for, because it's like the classic market, if you're getting into like something that's like really specific and weird, probably pretty good. You'd get decent people that are decent at communicating. Those are kinds of things that move a lot, so people are probably used to selling them. You're trying to buy an ARP9 on HopUp, probably going to get a lot of trash, if I had to guess.
yeah.
Right.
But that's just a hunch. I don't really use HopUp or any of those kinds of apps. I feel like the rules are way like more lax on places like HopUp or eBay than they are on like. That's kind of why I like Airsoft Marketplace. I mean, Reddit is far from perfect as a platform. I don't really like Reddit all that much, but Airsoft Marketplace does a pretty good job of moderating and having a decent rule set that they enforce. So, can't really argue with that. Also, what I really like about them is that they have, I don't know if HopUp has this, they probably do, but you can tell immediately how many successful transactions a person has conducted just by looking at their sales post and their name. So that's helpful to know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Both buying and selling. It tells how many they've done. So
on Airsoft Marketplace, you said?
yes.
Okay,
Which is a nice feature.
Yeah, pretty sure HopUp has it if you sign in. Again,
Okay.
I was on it a couple years ago, and it doesn't look like much has changed in that their desktop website is quite limited. So, all right, should we do a couple more of these and call it just about a night?
Yeah.
Name another gun we should look up. Mike, go.
Look up classic guns. Look up like Tanaka
yeah.
or Narushans
Yeah, I'm
and see what
curious.
pops up.
Or Tanaka, not Tanaka.
Go for like,
Oh,
yeah,
geez,
Tanaka's
you
not a
got
bad
the-
one.
Right there across the front top. You got a whole
Alright,
bunch
yeah.
of them.
Wow. All right.
Wait, the price on that's really cheap. I'm gonna have to look at that one.
Which one should we look at? Oh, there's only about a dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that
This guy's got a
surprising, to be honest.
P228 propped up with a pencil. That's an improvement over a gas station knife, right?
Powerful.
You know, the pen is mightier than the sword.
Right.
Or something.
That's wow, damn.
Let's see here.
Oh,
Actually,
the
price on
M500 is not. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Let's take a look at that one.
The M500 here.
650. Woo-wee, that's a spicy price, but you know, I mean, I guess they're out of production, so fair enough.
I mean, you're buying.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
been
a
out for 20
he
years.
know well, and he knows his market for people with revolvers with 7-inch barrels. I mean, you're not
I mean, if you've
using
gone
it like you would a
and
combat machine.
if you've gone and searched the word Tanaka on HopUp, you will probably have money to spend. So
Right.
yeah.
Pretty badass looking gun. All right, 650 guys, plus $20 shipping.
That seems hurtful, but maybe that's the going rate. I have no reference point. I don't knew they
awesome.
went a lot less than that.
Oh,
So.
it's probably just short enough to fit in a large flat rate box, which he looked up cost that much. All right, up for sale is one of the rarest airsoft pistols I have ever owned. It is a Tanaka
fair.
Smith & Wesson M500 Midnight Revolver. Absolutely beautiful craftsmanship.
What a useless qualifier. The rarest gun that he's ever owned. Good for you.
Yeah, well, how old are you? How long
Yeah,
have you
right.
been alive?
Like, what the
with
fuck?
no
Yeah,
context, right?
Killing
Not
me, dude.
the silliest price, near as anyone can
No,
tell. though,
I
you
mean,
might be thinking.
that seems silly to me, to be honest. But I mean, I'm
Oh,
thinking like I was seeing him for like 300 on Red Wolf like 3 years ago, new in the box.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
but again, maybe that's how much they go for these days. Don't know.
Mm.
Haven't searched. Couldn't say.
Let's look up this car 98. Oh, $750 plus $50 shipping.
That is a price.
Okay.
Fair.
4 photos. Okay, first one's looking good. Nice neutral-ish backdrop, decent lighting. Original box by the looks of it. Gun's in nice shape. Barely looks like it was ever used. I'm curious to see if it has been. That's okay. This is legit. Up for sale is my brand new gas Tanaka carnage. Things in excellent condition, incredibly hard to find.
With a
Nonetheless,
lot of Tanakas, you're probably, or classics for that matter, there's a non-zero chance that realistically the person hasn't ever used it. They had it in the box, found one
right? Yeah,
couple
because they were
times, maybe
they were
hung it up on the
collectible back then.
wall.
They're
Yeah,
collectible
exactly.
now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
100%.
definitely not something you took on the field very often. I mean, we
Right.
did. We liked them, but
It's a
Yeah.
rarity that you see one that's been skirmished a lot. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. But again, we have precious
The
few
problem-
indicators of how much this shit moves. So
the
I mean,
problem
off-
with a lot of what I'm seeing here is Tanaka did ban the export of these to the U.S., but these are not technically pre-bans.
No.
The pre-ban Tanakas had an adjustable bolt.
I would have to
bolt
imagine anybody that knew anything about what they had would list that it was a pre-ban because I mean
Exactly,
that would
'cause
jack the
I've
price
seen
up by like 200%. So
oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've
All right, guys.
seen him for a lot more. So
I just saw along the bottom some sub $30 gear. You guys ready to do some gear?
oh no.
Oof. I'm gonna bow out and let you guys do the gear stuff for a bit.
Fair
Sounds
enough.
good, Mike.
I will definitely catch up with you guys though very soon. Okay.
Yep,
Yeah, no problem.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks for coming out, Mike. Have fun.
Absolutely, guys. Take care.
Go. See what we do. All right, let's dive in. Okay, one photo.
It's ACU. Bad
On
start.
top of multicam. Multicam backdrop was minus points from the get go. At least this bedroom drawer, whatever the fuck those are called, behind it was black. So I mean, at least it's a serviceable photo pixel wise. And
yeah, sure. Fair enough.
right.
Can't argue with that.
Oh, it's selling a brand new fighting load carrier in ACU for $28 shipped. I don't know what those are actually worth. I don't care.
I have no fucking idea.
Let's look up some.
It looks like it's in decent enough shape,
Right.
to be fair. Yeah.
Okay, we can have some fun. Oh, I almost thought that, or originally thought that it was default sorted by highest price first, but it's not. Let's look up some lit ass plate carriers. What are anything catch your eye yet? I saw a $700 setup.
That would be fucking impressive. What was the $700 one? Scroll back.
Oh,
up.
this one right here. It comes with HBA shotgun. And
Oh, all right. Yeah, fair play.
Well, I think I had this one a couple years ago.
LBX, maybe.
Um,
That'd be kind of odd.
No, but it
I
was
have
pretty
that. I have
friggin'
that
similar.
exact. I have that exact rig. That's actually a half decent price for that. If it's in good
Oh,
shape.
okay, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Oh no, mine had like oh no, yeah, it's got the grab handle on the back. Mine didn't look quite like that though.
LBX is a pretty specific brand. It's
Yeah.
London Bridge Tactical's like civilian division basically.
Right.
They make some decent stuff. It's all right. Nothing immediately grabs me as particularly stupid that was listed there.
Right. My bad. Try to turn your mic down a bit more. You're hearing a bit of sizzling.
Oh yeah.
When you can.
That's not me actually. That might be.
Who else is? Evan's off. Like I turned him off.
No, I can because I can hear it too. Yeah, what the fuck?
I turn you up and I hear it more.
Really? Why
Yeah.
am I hearing my own?
Anyway. All right. Yeah, I mean. A miscellaneous red plate carrier for $15 and $20 shipping. This should be fun.
What the fuck?
Oh, perfect for camera work on the field. Okay, there's a case
Oh,
for
all
that.
right, no fair play.
I-
Yeah,
I-
I was
yeah,
actually
I'm
no.
not
You know what?
seeing-
Fair enough. Now that I think
Yeah.
about it, I have seen those in use by refs and cameramen.
Yeah, I'm not seeing
That's
much by way of like complete stupidity. And I almost finished the sentence, Tom.
And then I thought that was going to be a Gundam themed plate carrier. to be
Right,
completely honest
yeah.
with you, but,
Yeah, where the EFSF would shit at.
America as yeah, you know, I remember I did red, white, and orange. Definitely what I think of when I think of America.
Yeah, and a lightly used black
Yeah,
hydro pack pouch. Whatever the fuck
that
those are.
yeah, that seems pretty American.
Right.
Fair.
It's used. They're signs of
Good.
use. You can wash it up if you want, but it's white. It's gonna be messy first time
If
out
you
again.
want, you can wash
Right,
it.
yeah, you can watch. Yeah, that's on you though.
Up to you.
$100 and $20 shipping. Nothing. Okay, Helix JPC is okay. Is that a lower end brand, or is that actually kind
I
of
have
reflective of the
never even
$120 ship?
heard of a Helix, so yeah.
Oh Christ! We're moving on.
Impressive.
Let's get back to guns. Anything in particular? We never looked up combat machine, did we?
No, yeah, go for it. Like I said, I really would have figured that ARP9 would have gotten you some pretty heinous results, but yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and you broke up something fierce there.
Yeah, I feel like I did.
You're good now.
Okay.
All right. What did you repeat your last?
I said I feel like searching ARP9 would give some pretty heinous results, but apparently not.
Okay.
Nothing too bad in that first two rows there.
What is this?
It's red.
One photo of something on what looks like a
Wow.
store rack.
Very cool.
330 shipped. New. Brand new boneyard. Our tech fixed it with OEM parts. Okay.
Wait, okay, hold on now.
What the
So wait a minute. You have there's several things brand new. Boneyard, our tech fixed it. Is it now Boneyard after your tech took a look at it and broke it? Which is it?
And
We got a lot
how-
going on here. There's a lot
and
of
okay.
contradictions.
Was it brand new in what sense? That it showed up
When
broken,
was it-
so it was technically never used? Okay,
When
so
was
it's
it brand
so
new?
fucked.
Was it brand new at some point?
And it was
Is that what
fixed.
you're telling me?
Like there's no avenue by which this is new. Unless your definition of new is simply has never been out in a field. At that point, the only possibility
It was new at some point, Matt.
right.
Historically.
No, before it was finished at the factory.
Before it was used, it was new.
And
Which
before it
means
was
it's new.
before it was pre-broken.
That's how it works. Correct.
I wonder if the gears are in bad shape. It could be our new mascot.
Get a screenshot of him.
Oh, okay. Here's one, guys. Listed 17 days ago. Instead of taking the listing down, he marks it sold in the title.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's kind of all right. That provides like some semi-useful data for like people that are searching for prices, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's the first thing you see, reading top to down and all that shit. But I mean, I'm positive HopUp has the option to delete listings. Yes.
I would think so. I've never done it myself, but I would certainly imagine.
been listed 17 days ago, so there's like a reasonable chance that he's not like, waiting for payment to be, a pending payment or shipping
or something. Yeah.
or the item to actually arrive at the buyer's house. Christ. Oh, what's this fucking job lot of hell?
God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's 6-inch long combat machine. That's a recurring theme that you're in for a good time when you see
15 different varieties of battery. Fantastic.
The outer barrel is just arbitrarily off.
Don't ask questions. Oh, it's because it's short. Oh,
four mags and a speed loader. Was it some kind of sling? A light.
Very good.
A lit light.
Oh no.
And just this crane stock to end all crane stocks.
I too like to ship guns to people that have no way to aim them at all.
On a lighter note, though, what do you think about the backdrop? Is that a gaming mat or
I'm gonna guess that's someone's hideously stained concrete floor.
Oh, and with all soft white or incandescent lights, not LEDs in the garage, so it gives nice. It yellows it nicely. Yes,
absolutely right.
All right, so you got a nice. Oh God, he'll part it out if you want, Tom. Good. See all the individual prices.
Thank God. I just want the 3 shitty batteries, personally.
Right, and you'll pay extra so he can since he'll have to drive to a UPS.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about that. That's a really good one that we should have probably put in the sales section. Don't ship lipos. You cannot do it. That is one of the things that you are not supposed to ship through USPS.
To the post service, right? That's what I was saying. It's
yeah.
Well, that's why that guy's charging a premium because he's got to drive 10 extra minutes to UPS.
Correct.
Right.
Oh no, and he'll have to purchase the hazmat stickers in a manifest, which he definitely won't do. He'll just put the fucking lipos in the box.
All right. See what we got. I forgot what the listing title was. Combat Machine 16 Raider CQB, guys.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I love how it's like the e-bike verbatim package. Add 9.96 butterfly battery plus smart charger.
Yeah.
Like, you add it for extra. Let's look at the photos and then we'll go to the description.
I mean, he has the guns box, which is a good start. Oh man, that's another tip that we forgot. Unbelievable. Keep the boxes for your guns.
Oh yeah, include that box. Huh?
Oh no, I just never like when I get a gun in the mail, I just keep the box. Like if I ever want to sell the gun, I just put it back in its box, and there you go.
Okay, so another recurring theme tonight. Very rarely do we see like 2 or 3 or God forbid 4 or 5 of the same mag. It's always a range of mags.
That looks like the high cap it came with, and some weird ass thermal.
A single, high end mid cap. Full HD 1080p here, and like our show. Yep,
or just
a backup backlight.
Why not?
Serviceable charger, fine. Another. What are those called? 45-degree grips.
AFG angled foregrip, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for maximum horsepower.
That's correct.
And a lit ACOG. Oh, Falcon are only.
It is not an ACOG. Yeah, right? It is a knockoff ACOG, but fair enough.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna hit the head. I'll be right back.
Yeah, slightly used, no problems, Tom.
Good.
Shot it a couple times.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Impressive.
He upgraded, so we don't need it. Great starting gun, 10 out of 10. These fucking people. Yeah. This is fun. What listing has been? Oh, we still got a couple people in the chat. What listing has been everyone's favorite? I can hear me through Tom, so we'll deal with that. I have fully taken over the podcast. Yeah, the skull gun, I mean, that was stiff competition right out the gate. I don't know how. Yeah, okay, well, look at this. All of these weird sounds we don't want to hear go away when I turn off Tom's feed. It's almost like not everything is someone else's problem, but some things are. Yeah, the red skull gun. I was amazed that we found multiple of them because that just looks like a paint job that on one hand baffles me, but on the other hand, I do get that it's something that would and does obviously sell. But yeah, I'm trying to think of like if I've ever seen anything else on that level. I'll turn my screen share back on. There was one thing. Welcome back.
I have returned.
Sure. We were talking about how what the best gun so far probably was, and we agreed that the skull gun really
it has to be.
that was some stiff competition
The
right
red
out the
one
gate.
with the skull lower, yeah, absolutely.
What I'm looking for is there was a white. There was some dumb Star Wars theme. It didn't like literally. Not that I think Evike sells like a.
You mean like the
Stormtrooper,
actual, like, Stormtrooper
rifle?
Blaster?
No, it was literally like an M4 CQB that was all white, like the colors of a Stormtrooper. Maybe it was a custom job. I thought I saw it on before Western New York Airsoft went down.
No,
like,
they sold those like CSI brand,
yeah,
like space guns. Those came in white.
Okay, I can do you one better. Fuck off, man. More price.
Custom. Uh-oh. Is it just me? Oh, he's back.
Sorry, connection issue. My screen share's back up, right?
Yes. A white-bodied combat machine. Awful.
I can do you one better. Do you see what I'm sharing now?
Oh, that's
Dick
not...
DL4, dude.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
Jeez. I'm not sure that's custom. I'm pretty sure that's like an airsoft vest.
All right, we got some white masks.
Oh, what a mess.
Black gloves in a search for the word white. Oh, a GoPro, dude. Let's just sling used GoPros.
Oh, it's a white. I was gonna say, what the fuck?
Airsoft.
Oh, okay. So it's the white. They made a white version.
Is that a model?
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, white, black, and silver. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh, and that wasn't the thing I was looking at, but fair enough. That is also, not
What
a
did
deal.
you see?
That fucking revolver.
Oh,
limited edition. Well, at least they're not charging like a shitload of money for it. God
well,
bless.
you know how much, and this paint job, Tom, it gives you significantly more FPS. Freedom
Here's the
per
thing.
second.
That's not a paint job. That's how the gun comes from the factory. Yeah, Evike had like a limited run of like a bunch of hilarious like garbage like versions of that thing.
Oh,
no, a white PP2000. Oh god. Death.
Well, at least it comes with a carrying case.
Died. Yeah, so you don't have to look at it.
Right. Yeah. Listed a year and a third ago. It should sell any day though. He's got buyers, knocking down his digital door. So act fast.
Oh no. Oh, it's 1-to-1 scale to the real gun. That's good.
All right. Yeah. It's tough to find in the airsoft world.
Yeah, for sure.
And then of course, if Battlefield 2142 was a Desert Eagle, I guess.
Tiger Stripe Desert Eagle? Only a little bit Tiger Striped.
Right.
It's subtle.
Not an unreasonable amount.
No, of course. You wouldn't want your Desert Eagle to be too gaudy. That would be that'd be unacceptable.
Ultra rare red, white, and blue pistol tacos.
Who the fuck made those?
High Speed Gear in 2000.
All right, no, fair enough. Interesting. Well, here's the thing, Matt. HSDI tacos are actually pretty much top end. And if those are indeed...
They're going to move any day now, dude.
Who the fuck would buy them?
He knows what he's got.
He does. I mean, to be fair, those are basically collectible pouches for all intents and purposes from an actually decent high-end company, but that's baffling. Weird that you're now trying to sell them, but...
Here we go.
Oh, dude, look, he's got his babies in a Dasani
go.
bottle. That's how you know they're good.
Right. Yeah, that's a good BB brand.
It's a good water brand, too.
Right, yeah. Either or.
High-quality water, that means the BBs are higher quality,
right,
probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Again, nowhere you can... Yeah, see, this is a nice window into some living situations. You have
Yeah,
you're selling a gun. You're convinced it's worth $800, but
you
apparently
have what appears
you
to
have
be
nowhere that adds up to more than 12 square feet to take a photo of
what
some
appears
shit,
to be a twin
except
bed.
your wife's bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah, a twin bed with like some sort of paisley cover on it. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yep. And again,
And
I
a
see.
karambit knife as well. Again, that if they have the rubber karambit, very
Right.
badass.
For the Allen screws, yeah.
Motion detected at the front door.
So, yeah, I'm done with this.
My brain's rotted enough as it is.
Right. I mean, can always block.
What is
That's
that?
off, right?
What are you wearing there? Is that Urban?
My Navy Digital.
Navy Digital, okay.
Thank you for asking. I wear something different every podcast.
Is that Navy Digital? I thought that was bluer. That looks gray.
It's that's weird. I remember ordering it and it looked darker when I got it. And it looks grayer now. I'm right under a light bulb. I mean,
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
I don't know.
But it looks like it's gray and not blue is the weird thing. Because like the Navy Digital is like exceptionally blue.
This thing's focus as being a bag of ass. It was fine for a while. But
Yeah, it looks okay.
I think it was an eBay special, but it's surplus, and I'm pretty sure.
It is marked? Fair enough.
Yeah, let me read the tag. I'm wearing a shirt. Don't get excited. Yeah, is there a pattern that looks that similar that like you could actually find anywhere around here? Because I'm interested now.
Nothing comes to mind. I mean, like that's why I'm surprised because the Navy camo, as far as I'm aware, is fairly distinct.
Mm-hmm.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah, it just says small, regular, height, chest. It has an NSN number. Is one of those N's Navy? Oh, here it is. Here we go.
Who's the? Does it have the contractor?
Yeah, Navy Digital pattern / logos, our trademark of Department of Navy. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, fair
Bethel
play.
Industries. Do not use chlorine bleach.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, I'm looking at it. It is fairly like grayish. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Oh. And just because I knocked it off of my 3D printer, we are closing up the show tonight by showing you my GDI keychain minus the lanyard I will be using for a project soon. All right. Thanks for sticking around. A few of us have stuck around right till the end. Oh, what you got for us, Tom? It's 3D print.
It is now the 3D print tower. It's a 3D printed law. So I'm actually
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's not completed yet, but this is like the basic principle of it.
It's in the works, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it'll have a nice little trigger up here. Extends, collapses. Has like 6 total like 30 inches, 24 inches when it's collapsed, and then the actual firing mechanism is all within the body itself, and is this nice little split thing here. So it's actually like held in with a couple of pins. This would split apart. You could put a grenade in there, and it would actually. There's a trigger mechanism that's not easily visible, but yeah.
Cool. How long have you been at this?
Like a month. This is like the second prototype.
Okay, cool. And are you just making a one-off, or do you have a small batch planned?
No, actually, the idea is that I'm going to make several for myself, because the whole purpose of this entire concept is that I want to make an anti-tank weapon that I can hand out to people that costs less than $20.
Right.
All told. It'll have one metal fastener in it. That is it. One screw. The rest is 3D printed in PVC.
Damn, dude.
Yep. So hopefully cheap as chips.
Yeah, wow. And how long would you say one takes start to finish?
To print?
Or is on track to take?
To make.
To get ready to rock, yeah.
I'm not really sure, to be honest. Like from because these are all prototypes, like they don't have like a realistic design time. If I had to guess, if I was really going at it, I could probably make not factoring in print time. If I already had all the parts printed, I could probably
Sure,
make
sure, sure.
a couple of them in a night.
Wow, cool.
If I had to print them all out, it's probably 24 hours worth of printing for each one.
Wow, jeez.
So,
Okay,
yeah, not nothing, but
good deal. Well,
Yeah.
we'll have to do as we get into some more recorded content, we'll have to do a firing test or something. We can
Yeah, there we
cross
go.
post it to both channels.
Works for me.
Oh man. Cool. Well, I think that'll about wrap it up for tonight. We appreciate you guys coming out in almost record numbers. We got to 5 viewers. If we could only get to if one person had one friend they could tell about this fucking show, and that would get us to 6. God forbid.
That'd be
10.
it. That'd be it. Whoa. Double digits? Are you crazy?
Yeah. Well, we'll play it by ear.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we appreciate you all coming out and learning how to not buy used guns and how hysterical used gear is. And we will be back at it around about 2 weeks from tonight. That might be our or damn near the 1 year anniversary of the show.
Damn.
Take a look. Yeah.
Look at that.
Actually, I think it was something like March. I registered the account, which baffles me because maybe we did it. Yeah, I think we did a top secret test stream that we didn't
might
even.
have. Yeah.
I don't even know if we recorded it. I think we just did a Discord call, and then it was like 3 months before our debut. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Sure enough.
So, I mean, whatever we deem the anniversary to actually be. Yeah, well, one way or another, we'll have some more exciting topics here for you soon, and some other fun content in the works because we, Mike and I decided, and I think I kept you in the loop pretty much from the get-go, Tom, that it's been fun. Not that the novelty sort of wore off as far as this goes, but in a good way. Like, all right, we've had 5 or 6, half streams, half cocked. With our 3 friends, okay, now let's see what we can actually do to what can we bring to the table for who?
Yeah.
And how do we want to expand this? Because we definitely want to, no one's quitting our day jobs anytime soon, but
no, fair enough.
We're basically as all in as we can be short of that. So yeah,
I mean, we kept the timing good. We're like close to 2 hours. We kept on topic.
Right, yeah, it's really like it's like a real show now. All right, cool. Till next time, guys.